Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into something that, let's be real, impacts absolutely every single one of us, and that is managing our income. Today we're going to completely break down a highly structured financial framework known as the 50-30-20 rule. It is a budgeting strategy specifically designed to help you build true, lasting financial freedom.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the disappearing paycheck.
Seriously though, have you ever looked at your bank account and just wondered, where on earth did my paycheck disappear to? It's such a widely shared experience. There are literally millions of people out there who earn a really solid, steady salary, yet they still struggle to build any meaningful savings. If you've ever felt like you're doing something fundamentally wrong with your money, trust me, you are not alone in this. Just think about this timeline for a second, because I bet it sounds super familiar. Day 1, it's Friday. It's payday. Your account is flush with cash, spirits are high, right? But then come days 2 and 3, the weekend. And this is exactly where the friction happens. Because by the time we hit day 4, Monday morning, we're staring at an almost empty balance. It is just this rapid, almost magical evaporation of a perfectly fresh paycheck.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 2. Where does the money go?
Let's look at Chris. Chris is a hardworking young professional. He brings in a steady salary, but he serves as the perfect case study for this exact frustration. He looks at his bank account and asks, I make decent money, so why am I always broke? And man, that really captures the underlying anxiety of living paycheck to paycheck, especially when you feel like you're doing absolutely everything right in your career. So what is actually draining his account? You know, it's not like he's out there buying extravagant yachts or anything. It's the mundane stuff. It's the standard bills, some everyday shopping, food delivery on a lazy Tuesday, and of course, all those digital subscriptions we forget about. Unchecked, these super ordinary expenses combine to form a perfect storm that just quickly and quietly drains a steady salary completely dry.
Ultimately, it boils down to this stark contrast. Steady income versus unstructured spending. Chris absolutely has the security of making decent money. But the harsh reality is, without a structured financial framework in place, unstructured spending is going to win out every single time.
Okay, moving right along to Section 3, the 50-30-20 solution.
So this is where Lisa, Chris's very financially organized friend, steps in to help. She walks up to a whiteboard and writes down 3 simple percentages. Chris looks at the board and asks, what do those numbers mean? It's kind of like she's uncovering this secret, highly accessible formula for financial stability.
Well, here's that secret formula revealed, the 50-30-20 rule. Basically, it divides a person's earnings into 3 distinct, non-negotiable percentages. You've got 50% for essential costs, 30% for personal desires, and 20% for long-term security. Let's dive in and break down each of these slices.
First up, the absolute foundation. Essential costs. Exactly 50% of your income is dedicated entirely to necessary bills and living expenses. This half of your income is completely walled off. It ensures the basics are covered, which totally removes that awful stress of wondering how the rent or the power bill is going to get paid this month.
Next is personal desires. 30% of your income is allocated specifically for wants. You know, things like that weekend shopping trip or getting food delivery. And I want to emphasize this. This budgeting strategy doesn't punish you or try to eliminate fun. Not at all. It just balances it. It gives you this structured, entirely guilt-free permission to actually enjoy the money you've earned.
And finally, we have what is arguably the most vital slice, long-term security. 20% of your income is firmly reserved for savings. This is quite literally how you protect future Chris. By taking that 20% and locking it away right off the bat, you are actively building long-term wealth and security for tomorrow. Looking at this character-driven scenario with Chris and Lisa, it really serves as a fantastic educational tool to simplify personal finance. It makes it actionable. It all really boils down to just 3 steps. First, acknowledge the drain of those unchecked expenses. Second, calculate your own percentages based on your specific income. And third, implement the 50-30-20 framework to finally turn financial chaos into manageable structure.
So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Think about your own steady income, and think about your own Friday to Monday timeline. How would the 50-30-20 rule actually change your financial future? Because when you apply a structured framework like this, you finally stop asking where your money went and you start telling it exactly where to go. Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer, and I'll see you all next time.